Hey everybody, Andy here, Sports and Songs podcast. It's the songs episode this week. Dan's not with us today. He's on assignment, as we like to say in the business. Not doing an album review today. I was going to do one, decided against it because of some news that happened today. Um, as you know, Mick Mars of Motley Crue, guitar player, rumor was going around he was going to step down. His health has been kind of bad. He's got an issue with his back, which we'll get into here in a little bit. The man's 71, still touring on a hard schedule like this, not doing just weekend gigs every 3 months. He's hard tour, buses, airplanes, bad back. It doesn't work. He has decided to step down he's retiring from touring, and depending where you look, a lot of places are saying he's retired altogether. He's not in the band anymore. He still is. If they ever do studio work, he'll still do studio work, but he's not touring anymore. John 5 is filling in for him. Not real familiar with a lot of his work, so I can't say my opinion on him one way or the other. I just gotta say, we've said before, if you change a lead singer in a band, you've changed the band. The lead guitarist or your only guitarist is kind of that same boat. Mick Mars is known as what's the word they used here? Blues-based rock bands. He was very blues-orientated. If you do any research on Mick Mars, stuff he's done, he's a real big Jeff Beck fan. He would like the blues. A lot of their music, their guitars were real blues-orientated. In fact, one of his genres was blues rock. It was considered for him. Unless you find another good blues guitarist, you're not going to match that. And even if you do, blues is such a different form of music because it's so soul impersonated or soul inspired. It's from your gut, as they say, how you're feeling. Rock and roll, pop music, country music, punk, whatever you want to call it. That's a bunch of notes you're playing. Blues and jazz is a feeling. You can play what someone else played. Oh, look, I can play his, but it's just not the same. You could follow mom's recipe and make hot dish, but it ain't mom's hot dish. You can see the notes that Mick Mars had, and you can play those notes, but you're not playing Mick Mars notes. So, no Rip on the Replacement. Motley Crue go on. Mick Mars is not touring anymore. Robert Allen Deal, born May 4th, 1951 in Terre Haute, Indiana. Mick Mars, 71 years old. He's not dead, just retired. Retired, not dead. Listed as heavy metal, hard rock, glam metal, and blues rock, which all falls right into Motley Crue's wheelhouse. Here's some of the stuff. His health is what I was trying to find the lines here. It's a form of arthritis that affects the spine and pelvis. It's some long name, and I'm not going to embarrass myself and mispronounce it. You've all heard the news. You've all heard it pronounced. You got it. He was openly diagnosed with this when he was 17 years old and has been increasingly impaired his movement and caused him pain. This led to hip replacement surgery in 2004. Over the years, the illness has caused his lower spine to seize up and freeze completely solid, causing scoliosis in his back and squinching him further down and forward. He's actually 3 inches shorter now than when he graduated high school. Now, yes, when you're older, you shrink a little bit, but his back has gone down. It's his spine. It's crushing down. So that's that on Mick Mars and Motley Crue. Like I said, John 5 is going to replace him. I don't know John 5 from the Man on the Moon. I've heard his work, yes. Good guitarist, don't get me wrong. I didn't do the research for John 5. This isn't about him. Mick Mars made Motley Crue what they are. Yes, Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, something to do with it too. Vince just singing his sound, Tommy pounding on the drums. Nicky, of course, keeping time with the drummer and the writing. But the guitar is what you remember from Motley Crue. The guitar licks in Doctor Feelgood, that's what sticks out to me the most. Any of the guitar licks he's got, so blues orientated, such a wonderful, talented man. Mick Mars is okay. Here I'm singing his praises. If I had to take my best rock guitarists of the '80s, I could put an argument up for him being on the Mount Rushmore of hard rock guitarists from the '80s. Um, I will listen to arguments for other guys. I think he'd have to be one of your considerations for the four to be up there. Mick Mars is a great man, 71 years old. And this is a horrible disease he's got. He's been fighting since he's 17, for crying out loud. He's 71 now, still kicking and going strong. Um, I'm sure he'll still be writing. He'll probably still be doing some work in his studio at home. It's not as luscious as the Shadow Studios, I'm sure, but he's got his studio at home. I'm sure he'll be writing and doing some stuff there. And so you're not going to hear the end of him. He'll still do some stuff. So he'll write songs. He's written songs for other people. He'll write more. I don't know if Motley Crue will ever do another studio album. Will he do studio work? Maybe. Maybe he'll fill in and do a song here and there for people. Maybe he'll record a solo album. Who knows? Maybe he'll just do an instrumental album like Satriani does. Don't know. Mick Mars. This is not an obituary, obviously, for him. It is for his playing career, not for the man. The man will live on. If you had a chance to see Motley Crue at all on this last tour, or any tour, you saw, like I said, arguably one of the best guitarists from the '80s. Top 20 all time, arguably. But a talent nonetheless. Like I said, a blues rock guitarist, I think, is the best way to describe Mick Mars. Go back and listen to some old stuff of theirs and just be amazed at what a wonder he was. And try to find someone else like him. If you could think of another good blues rock guitarist like him, leave the name in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Not going to argue or debate anybody. Just want to hear some other names. Go, you're right. I forgot that one. Or, oh, haven't heard him. Or you're way off base on that guy. I'll give some sound back. I'll give some kickback on those. But again, I appreciate y'all. This is the songs edition of Sports and Songs for this week. No album review, like I said, because the whole Mick Mars news, him retiring from touring with Motley Crue as they're on the European leg of the stadium tour. John 5 will be filling in for him. As much as he denied it before, he is going to be doing it. He'll get up to speed. He's done a few songs with them on stage here and there at other places, so it shouldn't take too long. Like I said, it's that whole blues sound. It's going to be a little different sounding. Curious to hear how they sound. I'd be interested if you do see them. Those of you in Europe catching the show, let us know how they sound. If it's totally different, if it's good, bad, however, let me know. This weekend, no concert updates. We'll keep an eye on our social media pages for that. We push a lot of those stuff coming up. A lot of places having Halloween shows this weekend, so check those out. You've heard us in the past on that. We'll be back at it Monday with the sports part. A lot of high school playoffs forming up, section tournaments going on. World Series starts this weekend. We'll be covering some of that. Next weekend, we'll be back to the regular songs format. And check out some special episodes we got coming up in the next few weeks. I'm working with Jason Inc. on another wrestling episode coming up. And Dan's got some interviews lined up, surprises coming too. Appreciate y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.